Yes, wow, this feels so good. Thank you for being here. And I repeat myself, but I appreciate it because I know you could be anywhere else as well right now because so much is going on. Thank you for being here. Stay with us. This day is going to be fantastic. But now, second session of the ITB Marketing and Distribution track. AI. AI is the topic, and it's becoming more agentic, right? So the question for our industry is, how to be visible in search and what's happening to ads and all of these things. So I thought, why don't we invite the ones that know best what happens in Google search? Let's bring Google in themselves. And in our next keynote, we will explore how Google search is evolving. And we have Yannis Simaiakis, Director of Travel and Local Partnerships EMEA at Google, and Anna Sawbridge, Director of Travel at Google. They come together as a double keynote. And they will tell you all about it, and they make sure that you are all set for fantastic success in your marketing strategy for the coming years. So Google Search and Ads in a future with Agentic, the future of search is built for the traveler. Please welcome to this stage with me, Director of Travel and Local Partnerships EMEA at Google, Yannis Simaiakis.
Thank you, Leah. So good to be here with everyone. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I am Yannis Simaiakis. I lead the travel partnerships team here in EMEA, and together with my colleague Anna Sawbridge, we're very, very excited to talk to you about the future of travel and our vision at Google. But before we get into buzzwords and to start talking about AI, let's start with our consumers. Let's start with our travelers. What is our data at Google and our research telling us about their evolving needs and expectations? So now with AI, we actually experience a radical shift in what users expect. Firstly, travelers expect deeply contextual, personalized, and conversational experience. They expect their products to know things about them, but also understand the context of this particular moment. Let's take me as an example. If I ask for clubs in Berlin, am I actually looking for golf clubs because I'm a golfer, or am I looking for nightclubs because I'm in Berlin? That's not an easy question to get right, and a wrong answer can be very, very frustrating for the traveler. Travelers are also looking for efficiency, right? They will increasingly rely on AI to delegate time-consuming, boring, tedious tasks when it comes to travel planning. If a task is repetitive, they expect the machine to do it. Finally, travelers expect more and more proactive assistance. They want their products to be there with them and help them when things go wrong while on travel. Google is also changing very, very fast to adapt to those emerging traveler needs. Let's look at a few of our products. AI Overviews actually was not even launched in Germany when we were meeting last year all together in ITB. And now it's all across almost all of Europe. This sits at top of the search results page, combines an LLM experience with high-quality results from the web. It's great when users are expecting a simple answer. Then we have AI Mode, which was launched in May in the US and followed up very, very fast in the rest of the world. This lets you ask more nuanced questions and have a conversational experience right in search. Thirdly, Gemini app. We actually have our beloved travel products such as Google Flights and Google Hotels already deeply integrated in Gemini. And again, this gives you another entry point when you're looking more of a chatbot experience as a traveler. And finally, we're also bringing this capability to Google Maps. Gives you this conversational AI experience when you're on the go. Let's also take a moment to look at the results, at some of the results in the bottom. We have AI Overviews with 2 billion users, AI Mode with 75 million daily active users, and the Gemini app, which came from behind, stormed from behind, and now it's above 750 million active users. So people are actually loving the results they are seeing, and we also see the overall pie of search is growing. So we're very, very excited about this. Of course, none of this would be possible without the powerful combination of a few things. First of all, unparalleled content that helps power this experience and make them highly relevant and personalized for the users. We have the real-world facts from the knowledge graph, things like business information, opening hour, addresses. And then, of course, rich content from the web, like photos, reviews, and videos, which are very, very increasingly more and more relevant in the AI world. And, of course, price and availability from the data feeds, which is so important to get right when it comes to traveling. What's the value of a great hotel if it is something I cannot afford or it's simply not available on the dates I'm looking to travel? And then, of course, we bring this together with our own unique capabilities. Things like personalization, our geospatial information from Google Maps, and increasingly agentic capabilities. And from bringing all of this together, so we have a fantastic LLM under the hood, and we're very lucky to have invested to build in building Gemini to be the LLM that stitches all of this together. Of course, this work is continuously ongoing, right? Continuously pushing the frontiers of performance and the art of the possible. We're very, very excited to have announced actually yesterday Gemini Flashlight 3.1, which lets you get best-in-class intelligence for high-volume workloads. I also want to take a moment and double-click on personalization, which of course is so important for the travel use case, and give you a bit of a glimpse of how we're thinking about this. First, we're using activity from past search and Google apps like Gmail to enhance responses. So if a user is looking for a hotel in Paris, and we can know from their email history where they like to stay, this is something that we can surface for them. Secondly, we're leveraging signals from apps like Wallet to get more information about the user. So for example, if they have a specific credit card or a loyalty program, we can actually show exclusive or corresponding rates with much greater confidence right when they search for a hotel or a flight. And of course, we're bringing all of this intelligence in Gemini as well. This is all great, but of course, the key question is, what does this mean for the travel experience, right? What are we actually aspiring to do? And that's what we're here to talk about today. This will allow us to create a frictionless and cohesive experience where every part of the journey is connected, irrespective of the surface where it takes place. How do we do that? We believe we can make this happen together as an ecosystem, and we're very, very excited about the partnership opportunities that this new world is creating. Let me give you a few snippets of our work towards this vision, starting with the initial research part. You see here an example of a query you can actually do in AI mode right now. If you're looking for a hotel in Taos and you want it to be family-friendly, and you want it to be near hiking trails, and you want it to not just have a pool, but a heated pool, you can actually ask this question all in one go. This is something that was not possible before, and Anna will dive deeper into how we make this happen and why this is such an exciting capability. But for now, the point I would like to stress is that with Maps data about hiking trails, web data, videos and reviews, we're actually able to find the places that you're looking for. And this is a perfect example why your content is king, now more than ever. Our LLMs are designed to consume and understand all relevant content and bring it together for the user. This means everything from the core feed data, like pricing and availability, to rich media, like photos and videos, and even unstructured data, like reviews, articles, and special deals. Now, taking a step further, what if you actually want to reduce this friction, this planning experience, and reduce the friction and make it very, very simple for the user? What if you want to book that perfect hotel right in the middle of your browsing experience? That's what we announced in late November in collaboration with a few key partners to test and see how users may respond with this possibility of actually doing a booking directly in AI mode. In that way, you can both show hotels, price, availability, dates, options, all of these combinations, but also let you get directly to the booking and help you get things done with confidence. Of course, completing the booking is just the beginning of the travel experience. So we want to actually stay with the user, stay with the traveler, and continue being with them throughout this travel experience. And that's where we're very, very excited about all the offerings around Google Wallet. I'm going to give you an example here from the flight space, but this easily translates to other verticals. Pre-flights, you can have actually your reservation automatically parsed into your wallet, and then this can enable several engagement opportunities with the customer, such as the ability to add luggage or surface a special upgrade deal. In the airport, we want to have a seamless journey where you can have your digital ID, your boarding pass, everything in one place, receiving critical notification about your gate, your baggage claim, etc. But of course, the real assistance starts when things go wrong. What if your flight gets cancelled? And what if you actually, instead of just simply receiving a notification, you can help you with rebooking your travel, or even do the rebooking automatically for you? Those are some of the things we're working on. And of course, then the question is, how can we help travelers after they have reached their destinations? Of course, most of the people don't travel just to take a flight. Some of us here may do that, but not most of the people, or just to stay in a hotel, right? They go to see places, do things, and create amazing memories. And a lot of this happens in Google Maps, which one can actually say that this is the biggest travel app in the world. In addition to all the beloved capabilities in Maps, like the ability to discover local businesses, restaurants, things to do, we also bring Gemini directly to Maps, allowing you to ask open-ended questions on the go and be your real-time companion while traveling. So, before I pass it over to Anna, I wanted to give you with some key takeaways as we reflect on our vision for travel. First, consumers deeply care about their choices. This is a high-cost, very emotional purchase. Your brand, what makes you special, your unique content matters more than ever as consumers make those choices. Consumers are also looking for seamless experiences, and we're keen to progress with the ecosystem and stitch together the different parts of the travel journey and creating an amazing experience. Which brings me to the last point for today. Why now? Because the technology has actually the potential to truly transform the end-to-end experience. And on that note, I want to hand it over to Anna to talk a little bit in more detail about the core surfaces where this transformation is already happening and the opportunities that this can create for you. Thank you very much. Give you Anna.
Good morning. My name is Anna Sawbridge. I'm the Director of Travel based in London, and I am so excited to be with you all here today. Now, Yannis just took you through the big picture of the traveler journey, and I'm going to take us right back to the very first spark, that moment that a consumer first decided that they wanted to plan a trip. And that moment almost always starts with a search box. Now, we've all felt it. AI is literally giving search superpowers. It's not just a list of links anymore. It's a personal assistant. Now, for years, we have obsessively mapped the customer journey, like we're chasing a target. And honestly, that old way of thinking is over. AI has created a new type of traveler, a traveler that expects answers now, a traveler that wants us to deeply understand them. Think about a mum who's spending a Sunday afternoon on YouTube, and she sees a beautiful video of some Greek islands. She decides that that's exactly where she wants to take her family on holiday this year. And so she jumps into search and starts looking for hotels that are suitable for her family of 4. She finds one that she likes the look of, but she wants to know if it's close to a beach. So she jumps into Google Maps and looks at the proximity of the hotel to that beach. And then later on that day, she sees an email arrive in her inbox with an amazing offer for that hotel, and she goes on to book it. Now, for that mum, that isn't 4 separate marketing touchpoints. That's just one excited afternoon planning her next holiday. Now, today, I'm going to give you the blueprint for winning that traveler over in search. But if you want to dive deeper into how to win that traveler in YouTube, please join my colleague Yulia later today in this room at 2:40, where she will be going deeper into the YouTube opportunity. Now, as I mentioned a moment ago, we need to forget the funnel. People are no longer moving in straight lines. Instead, they are engaging in 4 types of behavior: streaming, shopping, searching, and scrolling. And there is only one place where those 4 behaviors are happening, often happening at the same time, and that is Google and YouTube. And the reason that these behaviors can exist in this way is due to trust. People come to Google and YouTube because they actually trust that they can do something on our platforms. They trust the information that we give. It is grounded in reality. In fact, they trust our platforms more than any other social network or chatbot. And trust is the bridge that links your brand and them seeing your brand and them actually booking something with your brand. And because people trust us with those big decisions, we're seeing an incredible expansion in how they search. Now, you might think that with 5 trillion searches a year, that we have reached a limit on human curiosity. But actually, the opposite is happening. Because AI is now making search feel like a conversation with an expert, people are asking more questions than ever before. So Yannis explored some of these platforms earlier, but let me just give a little bit of a level set to the room. On the left-hand side, you see AI overviews. AI overviews is the summary that now appears at the top of search results. And we see that users that engage in AI overviews, even though this AI overview is more exactly answering the longer query that users are coming to Google with, we see that they still ask even more questions than they did before. And that's because they now know that we can answer more questions than we did before. That's a tremendously exciting opportunity for us as advertisers. And then on the right-hand side, you see AI mode. AI mode is a separate tab that you can click into that allows for a more two-way conversational experience than Google Search offered before. And we see that the queries that users are entering into AI mode are often 2 to 3 times longer. In fact, they are on average 2 to 3 times longer than the queries that are typically entered into Google Search. People aren't just looking for a link anymore. They're looking for a conversation. So we see that consumers are ready. They're searching with more intent and more complexity than ever before. But what does this mean for you, the advertiser? That complexity creates an enormous challenge. How do you show up for a search that is a paragraph long? A search that has literally never been made before. People are no longer searching only for flights to Mallorca. They're searching for their whole dream of their holiday for Mallorca. We can't just react to the search query. We have to move at the speed of the user's brain. And that requires a fundamental shift, moving away from manual tweaks and leaning into AI-driven automation. Now, fortunately, the AI that powers Google Search is also powering your ad campaigns. In 2025 alone, we delivered a decade's worth of innovation. And we aren't just renting the AI, we're building it from the ground up. The labs, the models, the chips, and the tools. It is all of this tech that makes your advertising more efficient and more powerful. And this tech goes straight into your campaigns. It's why we're seeing better performance and higher ROAS than ever before. We are moving faster, so your business can too. Now, we really believe that the best ads shouldn't feel like ads. They should feel like the perfect answer. To allow your business to stay present for those increasingly complex, unfindable moments where a traveler is describing a dream rather than typing in a destination, we've brought in a new campaign type called AI Max. Think of AI Max as your always-on scout. It's a campaign type that uses all our AI tools at once, matching your brand to those complex queries in real time, even if you haven't bid on those exact keywords. This means that we have unlocked billions of searches that we literally couldn't reach before because they were too complex or nuanced for old-school keyword matching. Our AI tools look at the context, tweak the creative, and put you right at the finish line. We are beginning to experiment in the US with ads in AI overviews and AI mode, and this is a massive opportunity for your brand to be the expert that finishes the user's thought. Let's go into an example of a brand that is putting this in action. Hilton, a massive hotel chain, saw a specific challenge. Destinations with really tiny booking windows. They didn't have time for slow manual optimization, so they went all in on AI Max. They used everything from search term matching, text customization, and final URL expansion. And to keep things at the quality of Hilton, they worked with their agency, Dentsu, to put in place guardrails on the AI's tone. And the results were phenomenal. The strategy influenced 58% of their bookings and captured keywords they didn't even know that they were missing. It drove 33% of their clicks, for only 19% of their spend. So it didn't just drive volume, it also drove value. They are now expanding the strategy across their whole account. Now, AI-powered ads are the engine that finds these customers, but your website is the destination. And to win, your SEO and your ads must speak the same language. Your site provides the proof that the AI needs to recommend you with confidence. As the way that people search has evolved, so your SEO must as well. But you don't need to overthink this. Remain the most helpful, authoritative voice in the room. By the time a user clicks through from an AI overview to your site, they've already done their research. They are warm and ready to convert. Your website is your brand's headquarters. If search is the concierge giving the recommendation, your website is the expert host waiting at the door to welcome them across the finish line. Now, you also need to manage your brand's vibe across the web. This is everything from YouTube reviews, forums, communities. AI looks at everything to form an answer, so give it great information to work with. Remember, an AI answer is just a mirror of the content that it finds. So if you want the AI to act as your brand's personal advocate, you need to provide it with rich, high-quality detail that allow it to make that perfect match. So in conclusion, to win in this new era of search, you need to think about three things: data, content, and performance. On data, you have incredible rich first-party data that allows you to identify your highest performing customers. Make sure that Google understands who those customers are for your brand, so we can go out and find more people like them. Secondly, give our AI the fuel to understand and represent your brand accurately. And this takes the form of two different types of content. One is unstructured content. This is content like the videos that I mentioned before, or UGC content. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video is worth 1,000 pictures. And the fact that AI is now multimodal means that in a video, you can give AI so much more information than a piece of text can possibly convey. The other type of content to look into is structured content. This is feed-based content, so things like pricing and availability. Make sure that the precision of that content is as high as it can be, because again, that is going to enable zero wastage in your activity. And when you get your data and content right, then it's those two things that are going to enable you to power the performance of your AI campaigns, ensuring that you can show up as the perfect answer at the exact second a traveler is ready to hit book. When you get all these things right, you're not just running a campaign. You're making sure that when that mum, who I described at the start, is researching her next family holiday, your brand is the one that the AI is recommending as the perfect answer. This is a tremendously exciting moment, and the world is changing incredibly fast. So let's make sure that your brand is at the forefront by leaning into these changes. Thank you so much.